He's on fire. Fantastic performance.
Oh, what a leap. Takes a superb catch. What a win. That's done it. The whole team running over to celebrate.
Oh, this is the most anticipated matchup in history. Team Steve Smith versus Team Virat Kohli. I am your host for today's proceedings, Dean, Twisty3, whatever. And we've got Team Smith, a team of 11 Steve Smiths, taking on a team of 11 Virat Kohlis in a 5-5 game. I will not be playing today. I am only commentating, so you are going to get absolute pure skill from the AI here today. We meet our captains, Steve Smith and Virat Kohli, in the middle of the ground. This is probably the most anticipated matchup in history. And Team Kohli has won the toss. I think they might choose to bat first. Just feel like it's their strength. And they're going to bowl. So Team Kohli going to bowl first. Geez, what a interesting development that is. I would have thought they would have gone to bat first. Get some runs on the board. Steve Smith opening with Steve Smith. Virat Kohli to open the bowling here. It's going to be an absolute exciting encounter. Oh, there was no pre-game cutscene as they walked. That's disappointing. I would have liked to see 11 Virats. Alright, he's going to throw some right arm pies over the top. Well, not a bad delivery to be honest. 106 Ks. Just a 5-over game here. Obviously Smith looking to impress here today. So what does Smith have in store for us? And what does Virat have with the ball? Oh, that's straight down the ground. That'll be 4 runs, I think. Beautiful shot from Smith. And we just understand the strength and the batting lineups of these two sides. You've got Steve Smith, who's obviously such a quality player, alongside Steve Smith. And, you know, it really is a unique opening duo. Then at number 3, you've got Steve Smith coming in. And it just makes a really well-rounded top order here for the Steve Smith side. Oh, shot over the top of the covers. That'll be another boundary. This has been a good over from Steve Smith. Just an absolute half volley there from Kohli, and it allows Smith to get onto it and really just absolutely thump it over the top. Oh, little edge from Smith. Both these openers just for 5 runs each. They'll be looking for another boundary to finish it off. Oh, and an inside edge by Smith. We'll see. A single to end the first over. 11 from it. None for 11. So Virat Kohli, the change in the attack, going to throw over some medium paces. We'll see if he can get the breakthrough for Team Kohli. Oh, that is an absolute pie. And somehow Smith has just missed out. Just some adjustments being made in the field there by Kohli. The captain, of course, of Team Kohli. Oh, another nick. Geez, I tell you what, he's really got Smith on the ropes at the moment. Couple of outside edges to start things off. Oh, half a chance there, but it's just been a really good over from Kohli. Very strong. Inspired change in the bowling by the captain. Oh, big shot down the ground. This will be 4, I think. And Smith gets a boundary. It's the first boundary for this over. And they can still turn this over around. Just the 6 runs from it so far. Oh, geez, it's been a good over from Kohli. Really just finding that length, mixing up the paces. Mixing up the pace? Not sure the correct term. And another edge. So, good over from Team Kohli. Just the 6 runs coming from it as Virat comes in to bowl. Oh, another good shot from Smith. Saw a couple of dot balls to start the over off, but this one well and truly over long off for 4. And he's really got to work himself into the game now. Just the 9 runs here for Smith. Almost a half track of that one from Kohli. Very high up on the bat. Oh, is this one? Smith gets another outside edge. Another good delivery from Kohli. He's just bowled very well this over. Just the 4 runs coming from it. Back foot drive for no run. End of the 3rd over. Team Smith, none for 21. You just have a look at the variation there. And it was a great over from Kohli. We'll see, obviously, just these 1-over spells at the moment. And Virat Kohli, obviously the new man to be bowling. Oh, it's an edge and it's going to go. It's racing away. Honestly, this is still the most ridiculous thing I've ever done because 11 of the same player. It's just quite absurd, really. Who is the best player? Is it Smith? Is it Kohli? Is it opening batsman Smith? Is it number 2 Smith? Is it bowler number 4 Kohli? This is a big shot from Steve. And Smith hits it all the way to the boundary for 4. I tell you what though, today, Smith has been very impressive. 17 from 10. We know he's a high quality player. And he's just proving that today. But then again, we saw Kohli win the toss and elect to bowl. He's put himself in a pretty strong position. Just the 27 runs, a run rate of only 7. And with only 5 overs to defend, you'd back yourself in to get a 7 run rate. That'll be 4 more for Smith. Oh, that's a big shot. That should be 6. It goes all the way. We're really starting to see Steve Smith come into his own. 27 from 13. Expensive over from a Kohli point of view. It has gone for, what's that, 16 runs. And we're going to see Virat Kohli to come into the attack now to bowl the final over. I reckon Team Smith will be looking for around about a score of 50. That's a big shot through the covers. That'll be a boundary to start things off. None for 41. Oh, thick edge from Smith. But that's all right because it puts Smith on strike. And I think what we've seen is that this Steve Smith has actually been the superb player of the day. He's hit 27 from 14 so far. If he faces the next 3 deliveries, I expect 3 boundaries. Oh, and he's chopped it on. Kohli gets the breakthrough with a couple of balls to come. Just a weird top spinning delivery. And Virat, pleased with himself, gets the wicket. And it's a big one. It's Steve Smith. Absolutely unbelievable. Oh, well, I mean, the class players just keep coming. Steve Smith making his way to the middle. But Virat Kohli getting that wicket. It was a big wicket in the context of this game. And he creates an outside edge with Smith as he gets his way to the middle. So they looked for 2. They'll stick with just the 1. With 1 ball to come, it's 1 for 43. What does Smith have in store for this last delivery? He's already hit 14 runs today. Oh, and he's almost chopped it on. Little inside edge onto his pad, but that is it. 5 overs gone. Team Smith, 43 runs. What does Team Kohli have in store for us? It's a pretty good total, I think. Smith will be happy with it. Kohli will be happy with it. And we've just seen, obviously, some shots from Smith and from Kohli. He hit some boundaries. Kohli wouldn't hit any shots. I'm making up stuff. Well, let's have a look at the batting scorecard. No one really missed out. I guess Steve Smith only faced the 1 delivery at 3, but it was a good performance from the openers there. They put on 42 between them of the 43 runs, so they'd be pretty happy with that, and Kohli wasn't too bad either. So we now see the 2 openers, Virat and Kohli, making their way to the middle as Steve Smith comes in to bowl some leg spin. So interesting that Team Smith will be starting off with spin. You've got a few options there and swept away. This will be a boundary to start things off. Perfect start for Kohli. So today we will answer the age-old question, who is the better player? Is it Steve Smith? Is it Virat Kohli? We've already seen what Team Smith has put on the board, 43 runs. Now Team Kohli has to face some spin. Oh, that's a good ball. A bit of a shout there. Umpire says not out. So Smith consulting with Smith and the keeper. And they decide to not go for a review. So after being hit for 4 on the first delivery, we've seen Smith really just change things up. He's going to be absolutely smashed for 4 again. Kohli gets a second boundary. Oh, good bowling from Smith. Keeps it to a dot. End of the first over. None for 8. So Kohli going to face up to his first ball today. And they're opting to go with spin again here for this second over. Interesting call. Oh, what a shot over the top. That'll be all the way for 6. He's in form at the moment, Kohli. He just knows what he's doing. Oh, big shout. Gee, Smith thought he had him there. I think it might have hit him outside the line is I think the question the umpire would have been asking. Smith scratching his head at that one, but captain chooses to not go with a review. Good recovery this over. Oh, another good ball. Kohli fails to get onto that. Oh, that's very close. I think height might be the issue here for Smith. But a second over that goes for 8 runs. None for 16 after 2. They are just consulting here for a moment. But no review used. I mean, it's been a fantastic start for both these players. Or both teams, actually, will be pretty happy with how things sit at this current point. Team Kohli, none for 16. They'll be looking at that going, all right, we only need 10 and over from here on in. And Team Smith will be like, well, you know, we've allowed ourselves to only be hit for runs on 4 separate occasions. This one, another dot ball. But of the 14 balls that have been bowled, 10 of them have been dots. So the spin is working. And I think that's something we're going to see Team Smith stick with today. Oh, big shot. That'll be 4. 4 runs for Kohli. Oh, it's another quality shot. That'll be 4 again. Although there might have been a 6 in there at some point. Yeah, there was a 6 in there. But, yes, that is inventive from Virat. And another 8 coming from this over so far. What does Smith have in reply? Oh, it's a good response. Should just be the single. I'll think about the second, but again, opt to not go for it. Last ball of the over. Needs to be a good one, I think, from a Smith perspective. Switch hit by Kohli. And it's a dot ball, so 9 from the over. Or was it 7? No, it was 9 from the over. None for 25. 2 overs to come. We've still got... Steve Smith still has an over, and Smith obviously also has an over to bowl. So we'll see how that all plays out. But Kohli gets this away. This will be 4. Required run rate of 9 per over. And a big sort of sit and deliver sweep shot there. Clear the front leg, I suppose, and go bang. Oh, how is that? Wicket is given. Smith gets the breakthrough. Good take behind the stumps by Smith as well. And that is a massive wicket. Virat Kohli's going to have to go. Caught behind off the bowling of Smith. Just a good leggy. And gets the outside edge. Unbelievable. Bowled Smith. Caught Smith. Kohli goes for 21. And it brings Kohli to the crease. So it's going to change things here for old Virat. We've seen the power hitting he possesses. We've also seen the high quality bowling Steve has provided us with, and that's another boundary. First delivery, and he's hit it away for 4. Oh, that is a wide almost. Oh, it's not given. Geez, a very wide delivery from Smith there. Couple of balls left in the over. Team Kohli need 11 more runs. They've got 1.2 overs to do it. Oh, catch that. Oh, Smith doesn't quite. We'll see another dot ball. Captain pretty happy there. This one over the top. Might be in the gap. Fielder can't get to it. And it's going to be 7 required from the last over. Gee, what a thrilling finish we have set up here. And it's going to be Steve Smith to bowl it. And he's going to try around the wicket as well. Gee, isn't this an interesting tactic? 7 needed from the last over. This one in the gap. Should be 4. It is 4. 3 more to win. Perfect start for Team Kohli. Now maybe some field changes. No, just a slight tinkering of them. Continuing around the wicket is Smith. Oh, this will be the game. Team Kohli win as Virat hits it to the boundary. And Team Smith disappointed. It is Team Kohli with a 4-wicket win. Some unbelievable scenes. Team Smith very disappointed. We saw obviously lots of boundaries hit. Good efforts from both sides. But at the end of the day, it was Team Kohli that was the superior team. Let's have a look at the scorecard. Steve Smith was the player of the match. He hit 27 runs. Or maybe he took a wicket, I don't know. He did something. You can make of this what you will. Virat Kohli won by 4 wickets. Steve Smith was the player of the game, but what an exciting encounter we had here today. Team Smith versus Team Kohli, and Team Virat getting the job done by 4 wickets with 4 balls to spare. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.